Hello everyone, and welcome back to another City Skylines video. It's only been 5 months since I've released the last one, no big deal, right? As promised, today we're building the shopping district, and as you can see, it is sped up to the max. We've got our original composition going that I've made for this week. In the background as you are listening and watching this video, albeit not many of you will probably be watching because there weren't many watching to begin with, and that was 5 months ago, so now this is probably even less. Yay me. Okay, well anyway, yeah, I've been really busy, and you know, now that it's summertime, I figured why not? I feel inspired, and I've been playing a lot of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, so that happened. And that is my worthy excuses. They're not really worthy at all. They're just really bad. Anyway, right now, as part of the shopping district, you can see me building a little sewage, I guess, storm drain collection area, like a drainage basin, sort of. So I got little drain assets and put them along the side of it, and then placed a water source. And meanwhile, I placed this store using the Rico mod called Albertsons, and some of you may live near one or go to one because I believe it's a real store. And I'm of course decorating the back of it with a bunch of just miscellaneous props, and I'm putting these nice little shopping cart returns in the parking lot. Now the parking lot itself is special because I created an asset that allows me to just have 1x1 live parking spaces, so that they're actually interactive and that cars come and park in the parking lot, as opposed to them just being aesthetic and decorative. These are functional parking lots. I don't know why I said live, but they are very functional, and I don't know, I just like seeing that interaction. I like having the activity. I think that's what really makes this game shine. And as the pace of this video just continues to fly by, I'm continuing to place these parking spaces that I created by this Best Western that I placed down. It's a decent asset, I would say, and allowed for some good customization. And then just doing some landscaping around the Best Western. Now, I wanted to have this Best Western connected to the shopping area because I thought that was important to have a hotel connected to something that you could do in the area. So, as you can see, the tram line goes through, and so they can hop on that and head over to the casino area if they want to, you know, pay less for a trip or something. And then I'm also giving this area its own district so that I can have more specialized policies and such towards the stores, and I do have quite a few Rico assets just for this project, so you can just see me playing around with them and trying to figure out where I want everything. So right now we have just an Albertsons and a Best Western, and other brands are available. Anyway, just adjusting the tram line to try and get it as close to these shops as possible, and of course making some entrances, but they're limited so that the traffic kind of funnels in one direction. And then I have a Best Buy and soon to be a Lowe's right next to it. And a lot of this video I'm gonna just cut out a lot of parts because it gets rather redundant to just watch me place parking spaces over and over. And I think if I'm being honest, one of the reasons it took me so long to release this video is just the lack of motivation for placing so many parking spots. I'm just not motivated to do that. Doing the detail like I'm doing right now is kind of fun, but I wish I had a better choice of assets, but I don't, because my RAM is just an issue, and I don't know what to do about it. So I have 16 gigs. You'd think that'd be enough, but apparently it isn't. So that's that. Now, meanwhile, while I've just been going off on a tangent, I really have to stay on topic. This is really fast-paced. I'm decorating the back of the Lowe's, making sure I have more lumber and just more sort of industrial things, because Lowe's is a hardware store. And then on the side you can see there's like piles of like what could be like mulch or like stone or something, and then like a bunch of like trucks that you might be able to rent to move cargo or something like that. And in the back you can see I kind of wanted to make it look a little bit like shady and creepy, give it a little creepy atmosphere back there, because, it's only like the maintenance and the employees only area that goes back there, so it's sort of like a less maintained area. So I gave them the sodium vapor lights as opposed to like the more cold looking white lights, which I do think really go well with like the snow theme. And next I'm working on a strip mall. It's just a bunch of these stores put together. For example, the Dollar Tree, GameStop, there's going to be a Chipotle, a bunch of good stuff, really. The one complaint I would have with this, of course, though, is as you can see, the separations between the buildings are very distinct because of the snow, and I don't think it would be like that if it was just temperate climate, but it is not. And then I had trouble figuring out how I wanted to fill the rest of the space. Now, where you see the strip mall right now is where it ends up staying, but then I ended up placing a Target where I'm currently placing a Walmart, and the Target is where I end up placing the Walmart, which is, as you can see, I've just moved, and then I put the Walmart in its final position, and then, I don't know what I was doing there. As some competition, I end up placing a Kroger next to that strip mall, and then another one of these drainage basins, because I think they really characterize sort of the suburban appeal of the area. And I think these small little stones really work out just for defining the edge of that basin. Now, funnily enough, you can see I actually flooded the ramp of the highway when I created that basin, and it's kind of difficult to fix, I have to be honest. So I kind of just adjusted the terrain, and it eventually kind of drained itself, and voila, that's it. Now, getting into this Walmart, and trying to adjust the basins so that wouldn't happen to the ramp again. The Walmart in particular was really annoying because of the way the parking was set up. You'll see when I get back there in a minute. I'm just all over the place in this episode, so I don't even know what to talk about, because I'm just doing so many things. I made tons of progress in this one, but that's beyond the point. You can see that I placed the Target, the Kroger. The Kroger is in direct competition with Albertsons, and then this roadway connects across to Walmart. And you'll see Walmart is just there was no good asset really because of the way this parking was. And if you watch Foxtrance, he made the same sort of point. The mod creator, I guess I should say the asset creators, they end up like making these ridiculous parking setups that don't make any sense, and you would never use them. And then they get really hard to work with in game, and you can't really do anything with it. So that's what I did. I worked with it, but of course I cut that out because I just think it's mundane to keep watching me place parking spaces again and again. And I also created these 1x1 concrete squares to try and help smooth out the terrain. And being that this little area got so close to the roadway, I decided to fence it off with those guardrails. And then, as I've done with the other shopping units, placed a bunch of cargo and miscellaneous crap in the back. And those little cars on the side are like ones that are waiting for service at the tire center in the Walmart. And I like those bushes that I placed there. I think they're really good, minute decorations. They kind of look like grass, but a little bit more overgrown. And now here, I'm lowering the terrain, and I've placed the Colossal Order HQ inside. I think it's appropriate to have a little office tower there. Why not, right? It doesn't need to be all shopping. It's more of just a sort of a really densely packed, high interest zone, I would say. And I think this building really had an interesting sort of setup with it, because you go downhill to get into it, and then there's a bunch of landscaping around it, and it really props to Colossal HQ. If you play this game, then chances are you like Colossal. They're just a really good gaming company. They really listen to their community, and I think City Skylines is giving us what everyone wants. And I'm really excited for the mass transit expansion coming out next week. I will be getting it, and I should be finishing up this city relatively soon, because there's really not much more to do. There's a few things. I have to make some suburbs, but I think I can get that accomplished in 1 or 2 episodes. And then I'm going to make the airport, which is a 1-episode thing, and basically that will be it. I mean, there's some miscellaneous things that need to be done, like a heating plant and such, but I mean, the vast majority of the city is really pretty much done. I mean, we have the downtown core established, we have this shopping area established, we have our tourism industry going and booming, and most of the infrastructure issues are really well solved. And I mean, considering I don't have enough RAM to download all the assets, I mean, we can't expect the performance to last that long. And I don't know. One thing's for sure, if you are enjoying this video, please share it with other people. I am a small audience. I am a small channel. I don't even know if I can give myself that much credit, because I'm so small I don't even matter. Like, if you're actually watching me, congratulations, man. You've caught on. I don't know what to say. You've made a good decision, you know? But back to the video. I'm currently placing a mall. It's the Skyview Mall, they call it. And I just thought it was a really good way to end the shopping district off. There's a bunch of cool little things associated with it. For one, it's modular, and for number 2, it comes with all these like pre-made stores and all that. So there's like a JCPenney, there's People's, I think, maybe. There's a Macy's, there's boy, I can't even remember all the stuff. But it's a really good addition, and it allows for a lot of customability. Yeah, that's what I meant. My speakers are being very distracting. They're just sort of like crackling all of a sudden, and I'm not sure why. They are quite old, and it's really, really distracting. I'm tempted to take my headphones off. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, as you can see, yeah, here's these box stores being placed in, and I think they're really, really good. They're a really good addition to the mall, and I really like the way this is set up. I saw somebody construct this in their own manner, and I really liked it. So I said, you know what? Move it, combined with this is really good. I think I'm going to do the same. I'm going to construct it in my own manner. And I did. And it ended up being pretty big. So, of course, every store needs a parking lot. And let me tell you, the parking lots that I made on this were ridiculous. Like, it's mind-boggling at the end when you see what I ended up doing. It's just insane. I don't know what to say. And of course, I needed to orientate this with the grid, because then the sidewalks that I'm painting in wouldn't have lined up correctly, and it turns out I didn't orientate it correctly, and I ended up having to shift the whole thing in its final product, and it was so bad. So bad. But of course, I skipped out on the part where I created the parking lot, because that took me hours to do. I mean, it ended up looking nice, but I think that was a big discourager for getting this video released at any quick amount of time. But, you know, I think that's what's nice about having a small channel. No one watches you. Or, okay, I shouldn't say that. There's somebody out there that's watching me. There has to be. But you're not going to get a big backlash if you don't post a video. So I have a lot of freedom, and I think anyone that ends up tuning in later on, if anyone tunes in later on, can respect that. I think being honest with your viewers is really important. But as you can see, I'm just landscaping this, and like I said, I put all this in, and then I ended up having to orientate this whole thing a little bit, just so it would fit into the grid, and it was just mind-bogglingly annoying. In fact, this whole part of the project is, and after this, I can't even tell you how excited I am to get to the suburbs, because I think that it allows for a lot of like organic, sort of natural sort of things, and I just generally like creating roads and zoning. There's something very satisfying about it that this game does with that sort of thing. But of course, we need to finish this shopping area, and that is what I'm doing right now. I made this nice little entrance. I placed two one-way roads really close together, so it made it look like they were one, and then went around with the curb planters and sort of did things with that. And I think in total there were about 4 entrances to the mall, and there was sort of a road that kind of wrapped around it. And with the parking lots that I was discussing earlier that I made, it ended up getting a lot of traffic, which I really, really like seeing. And that's gonna do it for today. So here's some cinematics of what we've done. And like I said, a lot of it was cut out, but that sort of shortened the length of the video because no one really wants to sit around and watch some loser like me talk for 25 minutes or whatever on stuff that they could just go watch somebody that's better, you know. But that is what we've done. Next week we will be working on the suburbs. I shouldn't say next week because who knows how long it will be. But until then, until next time, take it easy. Thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. I will see you next time.